Hey folks, so as part of our project now, what we need to do is move each of our pieces through the different colours. Now you paint them up in the different, using the three different colours that we've spoke about before. So what I've done as well, I've added all of the pieces now and painted those at black. Needs a little bit more black there, but each of the pieces that we have now has all of these different modelling components on that we were going to use. So everything's blacked up, ready now for the Codex Grey. So I'm going to show you how I apply the Codex Grey. Next, we can then start talking about how we take this to the more finished look, which is using then the next two greys. So we'll go through those right now. Hey folks, so it may be that, like me, you already started painting some of these pieces before you decided what you wanted to put on, as I've done here. So I glued these on, coated them in black, but now I need to put the Codex Grey across. So I'll just quickly show you that, to show you that doing it this way round is not really going to be an issue. I'll just get some of this Codex Grey on the brush, and I'm going to thin it down ever so slightly, but really use it fairly much as it comes. because then what we can do is just literally fill these in like this. I've obviously overpainted here because I had to cover everything with black here, so I need to cover that in a second. But what you can do is just let some of the black show through again, so it gives us the same kind of texture that we see here, and then when we highlight later it'll just look a bit better for us. So just trying to leave some of the black showing, but in a way that looks consistent with the rest of the piece. It's quite hard on camera. Just go through some of that there. That looks good. Okay. And then again we need to just think about what this looks like. And that's okay. Good. So that will give us some texture for the rest of the coats of paint that we put on later. You know, it doesn't. We don't just want to paint this off grey. The Codex Grey now is meant to be the main colour, the main base colour now. Remember the black being an undercoat, but we're using the black to give us those textures. So we just need to go around and do all of these in this way. Yeah, that seems okay. And just make sure that again they're consistent with the rest of the model. You know, the colour scale, the way the colours are distributed on the rest of the model. That's alright, like so. You can see this brush is absolutely knackered now. So this is my trusty brush, so I'm going to keep using it for now. Yep, that looks okay. And try not to put your fingers on it, that's clever. Ah, God, like that. Okie dokie. So that's how. So if you've already started to paint your bases and gone, oh, I need to put bits on there, that's fine. Just make sure that when you do, black base coat and get a consistent cover on there. There we go. So that's got that ready now, just like the other pieces. This was one that I did correctly. This is ready now for painting. A bit more on there. Good stuff. So that's everything base coated with the Codex Grey. They look slightly different in this light, but as we go around you can see they're fairly consistent now. There's probably some touch-ups that we need to do, but they're pretty much base coated, ready now for the Fortress Grey coat, the second coat. This is the spawning pool, and I've just painted this blue area in the middle to remind me that's where I want the water. I was going to take these squares out here, but I've decided to leave those in because I have a cunning plan that I'll share with you properly later. As we go ahead, I'll show you how I'm putting the spawning pool, the house, and the main ziggurat together, and the rest of the pieces, you know, we'll just cover generally because they're fairly similar. So I'm sure you get those. It's just these three main pieces we'll cover off. So that's Codex Grey. Next is Fortress Grey.